Hi, Sue Wilson back again today for another episode of Crafting My Style. And for today's card, we're going to show you how to use your dies to create a background and then soften it up a little bit so it doesn't take away from your focal element. To do this, we're going to be using the Union Square from the New York collection. Out of the frames and tags, we're using the Dainty oval frame. The floral element on the card comes from the Finishing Touches Camellia Complete Petal. And we're going to be using on our background the border from the New York collection, Border Corner Tag Set. So I've already gone ahead and I've cut 5 of these and glued them onto my background, putting them offset into each other. I'm going to do the last one here to show you. Using a little bit of the Cosmic Shimmer glue, I'm going to just put a little bit along the edge here and on the tips of these to hold them down. Just little dots of glue here and there should do the trick. Bring this around and we'll offset that into the last border I put on there. Give that a second so it'll hold, and then I'm going to nip away the edges just with a pair of scissors, tidy it up. There we go. Now to create the background, what I've gone ahead and done is I've used a paper cutter, and I'll just do a few of these just so you can see. And I've just cut this into strips across each of those borders. I'm going to line it up with the edge there and make some long strips. You can probably get 6 or 7 out of this. I'll just do one more here. There we go. Go ahead and finish cutting the rest and you'll have all your different strips to use. And then what you're going to do is mount them up on some mounting foam and separate them just slightly. So you can see the pattern running throughout that, but you'll have a really unique background coming through. But if you put your focal image on top of that, it's going to be a little busy. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some vellum. And vellum is one of these products that sometimes it gets overlooked, I think. And it's a really useful product to use for your card making. Just a little teeny bit of Cosmic Shimmer glue in the corners. And then I'm just going to wipe it a little bit so it softens it. You won't get a big glob of it. I'm going to pop that across this. Line that up in the 4 corners. And most of the time, I don't see the glue from the Cosmic Shimmer glue when I use that on vellum. But if you're concerned at all, you can just put a little teeny dot in each of these corners, and we can put a pearl on top of that, and that would definitely hide any glue that might show through there. Now these have adhesive on the back of them, but because they're so small, I always add a little bit extra glue to make sure they stay in place firmly. Okay, so I've got a really pretty background there. It's just soft enough that you can see the detail through it, but it doesn't overwhelm the card. So I'm going to go ahead and put that onto the base of my card. I've just put some mounting foam on the back of it. And I've done a little bit of framing it with the Cosmic Shimmer white PVA glue dots here around the edge. I always let those dry overnight so they're really, really nice and firm. You can push into these without any problem at all. They'll post beautifully. So there's the base of my card all sorted. So I've cut one of the Union squares using the inside square to cut it out into a frame, and I've added a little bit of mounting foam. There's some nice little areas on the ends of these that you can put a piece of square foam. We just peeled the backing off of this. And a little teeny bit around the edge here. That'll hold that nicely into place. Okay. So I'm going to center that right in the middle of my card. That looks pretty good right there. Okay. And I've cut one of the oval Dainty frames, and that's going to go vertically in the middle of that. I've got a couple pieces of mounting foam to raise it up. Pop that right into place. So you've got a really pretty start there to your card. Now I stamped my sentiment, and I'm going to use the inner rectangular die in this set to cut this out with. So we'll tape it into place over our sentiment. That looks like it's pretty straight there. I'm going to put a little piece of tape on both sides to hold it into place. Let's move this out of our way and bring our cutting plates over. Run that through. You can hear that cracking from the machine. That's the die going into the cutting plate. Okay, so now I've got that nice and cut. I'm going to do some inking using some distress ink. I picked some shaded lilac to go with the color of my card. Just going to give it a light inking around the edge of that. It's a really beautiful color. It's one of the newer colors to the range. I really like this one. Just picks up a soft highlight all the way around that. There we go. Pop that out. Be sure and put your dies back onto your magnetic sheets. So you can see how that just accents that really beautifully. I'm going to put a little piece of mounting foam on the back of that. Raise it for some dimension. Put that right into the middle of our focal element there. Actually, yeah, let's go this way. That looks better. And I'm going to add some flowers I've made with the Camellia. Now I've cut 2 different sizes, 2 of each, and I've done a little bit of shaping with the petals, and I've just offset them. And I've got a couple different sizes. One of the things I love about this set is that there's such teeny tiny little ones in there too, so it's really perfect little accent pieces. We'll go ahead and add the larger one below our sentiment here. I'm just going to put that on with a glue dot right on the corner. I've cut a couple of the leaves that come in the set. In fact, I'll go ahead and put them into place underneath the edge with some Cosmic Shimmer glue, just peeking out there. And you can just give a little bit of shape to them by folding them a tiny bit too. Pop that one down like that. And I think I'll just put some glue on these 2 and put them right into place on my sentiment. Tiny little guy. Oops. Get him a second to set up. It just draws your eye into that pretty sentiment. And how's that? For a quick and easy background, absolutely beautiful, but really draws your eye into the focal element. It's just so pretty and stylish using this translucent vellum to shade your background and soften it.